Welcome to Manifesting Your Dreams with Pablo Miguel. And we're doing a weekly program, but today I'm very excited. We have a guest here from Las Vegas. Today we have a guest from out of town. He's coming from Ohio, Ohio. And I was in Columbus a couple of weeks ago and everybody was screaming that. I said, what are they talking about? So David Easterbrooks, welcome to our program.
Well, if you see me smiling, I'm here with Pablo Miguel, my friend for 25 years.
25 years,
We've worked together.
We were five, right? We were five when we met.
Five. But look at us now. And the exciting thing is, I get to work with Pablo. I came out here to visit in Las Vegas. And for most of you, we're going to have a little conversation here because there's a lot of things I know in your life, in my life, in Pablo's life. We're going to share some things that hopefully will apply to you, will be beneficial, and maybe you can say, wow, that sounds really interesting. So Pablo?
Everything David talks about is interesting. I give him a call and he said, I'm going to Japan, and then he tells me he's on the speed train in Japan. Then I talk another day, he's in Mexico with the former president of Mexico. Unbelievable. But see, this is what our program is all about, manifesting your dreams. So I'd like to ask you, take a second and think about a dream you had, maybe when you were a little child, maybe when you finished high school, maybe when you started your career, and maybe you forgot about it, right? Or you put it in the back burner. I mean, this is something that happens a lot, right? People end up maybe in a job they don't really like, and that dream is kind of like, totally forgotten. So we want to help you every week to actually, number one, start dreaming again, okay? Because you have a gift. If you're still alive,
right,
that means you're not done yet, right? So you have a gift that through a network like this phenomenal network, social media shows, we're going to help you on a weekly basis. So you, number one, you can dream again. Number two, you can get some ideas how you can put that dream into practice. And number three, we're going to share strategies and introduce you to people that have made it happen. That went from, like last week, we were talking about thoughts are things. You have an idea, right? And then eventually you manifested that dream that actually happened. And one of the things that we use, there's a lot of places that you can go, but this is a book written by Napoleon Hill, actually almost 80 years ago, right? Called Think and Grow Rich. And when I mentioned this book, half of the people that I talked to, they said, oh my God, I read that book, right? But this is not a book you read. This is actually a book that you can put to practice because these are the 17 principles that mega successful people have in common. And again, we met 25 years ago. I seen him from nothing, build $1 million a year business that right now is pretty much in a automatic pilot, right? Like every year there's $1 million where you're doing some other things. And recently you started a very new business about a year ago. So we're going to share with you, how that happened to him. And then I want you to start thinking how you can apply some of those ideas, some of those concepts, how you can apply that in your own life. But why don't you tell us, just take a couple of minutes and share a little bit about your background, some of the things you know, so our audience get to know you a little better.
Well, they already heard I'm in Ohio. I'm in Columbus, Ohio.
Living right now, right?
But how did I get there? Well, I'm an East Coast guy. And like many of you, we've had different segments of our lives. I grew up in the East Coast, went to college, I taught school, but I had my first big dream out of college to have a business, my own business. And where was the best place to have my own business? California,
right?
So what do? You throw everything in your car and your dog and you head to California. And I had the good fortune, actually, Pablo, of meeting some people. I got my real estate broker's license, but I was introduced to somebody with a brand new idea. It was brand new. It was called Century 21 Real Estate. And I was a broker with my own company, but they said, David, why don't you join us? Because they had a vision. They had a map, and they were in 4 cities in the whole United States.
Just 4 cities?
4 cities.
Wow.
We helped design what the sign was going to look like. But here I was in a room with people with more money than me, a bigger vision than me, and they had the support team to drive that. So I joined them. And fortunately for me, we grew. I ended up owning 3 franchises. The company went huge. And in that process, guess what? I learned a lot. And so I'd say one of the first principles is find people, whether today, tomorrow, but go out and find people that are up to something.
Exactly.
Right? So Pablo's always up to something. When he invited me to Las Vegas, I got to come here. I don't know what's going to happen, except I know he's up to something, and I'm going to meet other people that are up to something.
Exactly. And I remember moving to California. I remember Century 21. They had those yellow coats, and it's like, it was like now there's other companies right now like that are like huge, but at that moment it was huge, and you were at the beginning. So that's one of the chapters, by the way, we're going to be talking about later on, is the principle of the mastermind, right? Align yourself with people that are sharp, and together you're going to build something, right?
Let me tell about, which probably relates to a lot of you. Century 21 in real estate was a great career, but it had its time for me.
Right, timing.
And in the 1990s, I reinvented myself to a new industry. I used skills that I had learned earlier, but I applied it to the health and nutrition industry. And guess who I meet who's up to something? That's when I met Pablo and Miguel. So that's when we first connected. We did a number of major projects all over the US, but in reinventing myself and then identifying the right people to work with, I had tremendous success. I have one business career that's still going, 20 years, a company that pays me as an international and national rep for them. But I also have other dreams and visions. We'll talk about that.
Exactly. And that's one of the things, if you're able, like Mark Twain said, if you find a profession, a career you love, you don't have to work a day in your life, right? Now, if you notice, when do most heart attacks take place? Do you know that? It's 8 to 10 a.m. Monday mornings, right? 8 to 10 a.m. It's like your heart doesn't know what time it is, right? 8 to 10 a.m. Monday mornings, most heart attacks take place. You know why? You know what that? Because most people rather die than go to work, right? So what happens is, if you're going to get a career, do something that you love, that you enjoy. And the second principle is do something that you build it, but you don't have to be in it for the rest of your life. In other words, you can set the business up, you can retire, and that business could be running autopilot. So you're still receiving some income, because time is the only resource we have that we can't renew, right? You can have money, you lose it, you can make it again. Health, you can lose it, you can get it again. But the time that is gone, is gone. We don't get that back, right? So gaining our time back, then it allows you to do some other things. So Napoleon Hill discovered these 17 principles, and the principle we're going to be focusing on today, we're going to be in a break very, very soon, and after the first break, we're going to talk about, it's called definiteness of purpose. Definiteness of purpose. One of the things that you realize, most people are dabbling through life. They're dabblers, right? It's like they get all excited. Oh, I'm going to, like right now, I'm very excited. Go, Knights, go, hockey, right? But a year ago, most people, they had no idea, how to play hockey, right, or anything. Now, we're very, very fortunate in Las Vegas that we finally have a team, and things are working where it's unbelievable, right? But if the team was not having the success that it's having, then people will be watching something else, right? They'll say, well, I'm going to watch something else, right? So what you want to do is, you don't want to be a dabbler. You want to pick up something that you really like and stick with it, particularly when times are a little hard. But again, there's nothing wrong with it. It's the way we're wired as human beings, right? They go and they get a relationship. They get excited. They just meet somebody, right? Oh my God, best person I ever met. And then 3-4 weeks later, they find out, like, well, that person, like scratching his ear all the time or whatever, and looking for somebody else. So we don't want to dabble. You want to focus on something. And in this, actually, a nice example we have is in social media shows. This is a great network. And Maria, actually, who's our founder, she had this vision a year ago, okay? And most people told her, oh, you're crazy, you don't have the time, you don't have the skills, it's not going to work. But you know what? She had definiteness of purpose, right? She had a vision. She said, I'm going to make it happen. I don't have the skills. I'm going to learn the skills. I don't have the contacts. I'm going to make the contacts. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to learn from them. And now a year later, this is unbelievable. Okay, so we want to invite you to watch other shows, because we're attracting amazing talent in this network, this broadcasting network. And maybe you have ideas for the show. Maybe you want to be a guest in our show. Maybe you want to be an advertiser or an investor. This is going to grow like crazy, just like when Mark Zuckerberg, started Facebook. Most people don't know that, but it was a very exclusive network, if you will. You have to be actively going to Harvard if you wanted to get a Facebook account. Did you know that?
Oh, no.
You have to be going to Harvard. If you were going to any college, any university, you couldn't open a Facebook account, right?
Yeah.
So then after all the people from Harvard said, well, if you're an alumni, now you can get invited by somebody that is going to Harvard, right? And then people say, oh, this guy's crazy, whatever. Then it was like, well, now they're opening up to the Ivy Leagues, then any college student, and now, your dog probably has a page on Facebook, right? My cat has a page on Facebook. Out of 8 billion people, there's over 1 billion people with a page on Facebook.
Right.
But you know what happened if you ever watch the movie The Social Network, which I recommend you watch, is like they came to Mark Zuckerberg and they said, let's do this, let's do that. And you know what he had? Definiteness of purpose. He knew exactly what he wanted to do, and he didn't let anybody sidetrack him. So just remember that. Write it down. And by the way, if you want to get a little bit more information, you can go to manifestingyourdreams.net. Manifestingyourdreams.net. Give us your best email, and we're going to send you a PDF how you can actually apply definiteness on purpose in your life, in your own life. So, David, we're gonna go to a short break, and then we're gonna come back and hear your fascinating story. So, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, this is Maria of Let's Talk World. Let's Talk World is about you, your story, your product and services. If you have a business or you want to join us and be on this hot seat, please give us a call or message us on Facebook or email us info@socialmediashows.com or visit our website socialmediashows.com.
Welcome back. You're here in Manifesting Your Dreams with Pablo and Miguel, and today we're doing a chapter of the book Think and Grow Rich. If you don't have the book, if you've never read the book, by the way, this is a great book. If you have kids going through high school or college, get that book for them, because it's really going to change the way they think, the way they act, the way they interact with the world. But what we're doing is every week we're going over a different chapter. Napoleon Hill discovered after 20 years, I don't know if you knew this, David, but 20 years of interviewing the most successful people of his time,
Yes.
he discovered 17 principles, whether it was Henry Ford or Thomas Edison, Andrew Carnegie, 17 principles that people that got an idea and actually manifested it in a big way they had in common, and he put that together in this book. So what we're doing for you, our intention, our goal is to help you, our viewers, manifest your dreams, whatever dreams they are, in your health, in your business, in your relationships, in your career, in your travel. So if you follow us on a weekly basis, you can go to manifestingyourdreams.net, N-E-T, manifestingyourdreams.net. Put your information there, and we're going to keep you posted with some of the fascinating people that we're interviewing, like David, tips, principles that you can apply, the mindset that it takes to build a successful business. And what we're focusing today on this show is called definiteness of purpose. So Napoleon Hill discovered that most people that didn't make it in life for whatever reason, they will get an idea, and then 2 days later, they see a shiny penny, they call it, the shiny penny syndrome, and they will go, well, let me do this instead, or this is better, or let me flip homes, and 3 days later, well, let me go and get into, cryptocurrency or whatever, and a month later they go like, oh, this is too complicated, I'm going to, do online marketing. They jump from thing to thing, and you cannot get to the top of the mountain if you keep changing mountains, right? So when Napoleon Hill discovered, it's called definiteness of purpose. And if you read about anybody that you admire, you're going to find they have in common. And we bring you every week a fascinating guest who actually has taken some of these principles. Some of them they didn't even know they did it, right? But they applied it and they built it. So about a year and a half ago, David and I, we've known each other for 25 years. About a year and a half ago, we got together and he shared an idea with me. I went like, oh my God, this sounds like very hard. I don't think that's gonna work. Whatever. And then I forgot about it, right? And then a year and a couple of months later, I gave him a call. He's there in Ohio. He's there in Columbus, Ohio. And then he started telling me what's going on in his business. And I said, oh my God, how did you make that happen, right? So tell us, David. Tell us about your story. How do you make that happen? Huge business.
The first thing that's most important is I could see it before it existed.
Vision.
I could see it before it existed. I actually, you could taste it, smell it. It was there, and I leapt in the spirit. If you get up in the morning and you have enthusiasm, and it isn't even there yet, that's an idea. But then you have to develop it. And so the main thing is, first get an idea that you leap in the spirit for. And I like to think of, you talk about people and principles. I always think, I sometimes share, I call it the gospel according to Colonel Sanders.
Colonel Sanders!
So if I got the story right, Colonel Sanders...
That's with a white suit, right? Yes.
So it's all the chicken place. But do you know, I think his first franchise was when he was 65 years old.
Wow.
And you read his story, it was hard, but he could see it. He could smell it. It smelled good. Fried chicken. Right? And he had the special recipe. But he had a vision of what it was going to do. And we can think of other stories like that. But the most important thing, because I like to relate to individuals.
Exactly.
Your story doesn't have to, you don't have to become McDonald's. You become your own vision purpose.
Exactly.
It can be big. The main thing is you have to enjoy it. You have to see it. And you actually have to know it has value for other people. If it's all about you, forget it.
I agree with that.
Okay.
Totally.
So let's talk about how you get a vision, and then the vision develops because you have to share it with others. Alone, most visions don't go anywhere.
Exactly.
So now
it's a Lone Ranger.
It's a story. Now, in the beginning, Pablo, you heard my story, my vision, but you didn't smell it, taste it, feel it.
I didn't smell it, I didn't taste it, I didn't feel it.
Because here's another principle. Ditch the pitch. Pablo's a friend of mine. I don't pitch him. I don't hammer him. I have a conversation with him. And you know what? I shared information with him, and then I went about my business of developing my own vision and purpose and dream, because I could see it and see where it was going. So I went out to develop it. Now, I can share it with other people, because the funny part is when it happens, when it develops, it takes time and hard work, a lot of involvement, but the work is worth it because the work is actually exciting. We got up at 5:30 this morning.
5:30 this morning.
To go to a breakfast meeting, but we weren't struggling to do it. We were in eager expectation of who we would meet and what would happen there, because we had purpose when we went to the breakfast meeting.
Exactly.
So what I share with you is, first, develop your own vision, and then I like to journal. That's a principle.
Absolutely.
I write it down. If I'm thinking of something, I think of something in the shower or whatever. I have a notepad by my bed. I write it down. And
my own journal right here. This is my journal with my vision board in it. So I don't go anywhere without it, because ideas, you get an idea, you write it down, right?
Right. So
we have a couple of things in common, don't we?
We sure did. Yeah. You mentioned a vision board. You mentioned a vision board.
Yeah.
Okay, what is a vision board? Well, a vision board are things that are important to you. Now, I created it. I like to do it not with just arbitrary pictures. I take personal pictures from my life. How about a 5-pound rainbow trout I caught in Glacier National Park?
Wow.
With a beautiful lake. I have the picture of that. I put it up because I want to go back there. How about going horseback riding with my son? How about, I did mission work with orphans in Mexico, so I'm there with orphans in Mexico. And I put these pictures on a board because these things, first of all, are important to me. They excite me, but they also, I can do these things again and more so if I have a successful business that empowers me to have choice and freedom in my life.
Exactly.
So I would just say you develop these things, and it's not overnight, and you can build on them. It's not static. You don't do it once and it's over.
Exactly.
You keep doing it, and actually, as you know, Pablo, when I had my vision a year ago and started, I adjusted. I found out what worked. I found out I thought this was going to work, but it's a little hard, but I found out people like this. So I do the things, and I keep adjusting, just like a coach in a football game. You have a game plan, but then you keep adjusting through the plan.
That's so valuable that you said that, because this is a distinction that I learned. You have to be inflexible with the outcome,
yes.
Right? So this is the outcome. It's like Maria wants, she's creating a broadcasting network. This is the outcome. But you have to be flexible with the approach, right?
Yeah.
And most people, they do the other way around, right? It has to be done this way, right? And you say, well, you know what, this way is a little better. No, it has to be done this way. So they're inflexible with the way to do it, but they change the goal,
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I want to go here. No, let me go over there. No, you have to have the vision, and that's why the visual, if you're visual, and most of us are, is so powerful, because you have that vision, you and your son, with the horses, right?
Yes.
And our subconscious mind goes to work to create that, to recreate that. But then as you take action, right, things are going to happen. There's going to be challenges, right? Somebody you thought they were going to say yes, and they don't return your call, right? Or they tell you no, heck no, right? So you have to be prepared, or the weather doesn't help you, or government changes regulations or whatever. You have to be prepared, because we know things are going to be unexpected. But that's when you say, I need to change the approach. Just like if you're driving from Columbus, Ohio, to Las Vegas, let's say you were crazy enough to drive, but right now they have this race across America with your company, right, from coast to coast. It's like, then there's like a stop sign, or they're fixing the road. You're not gonna go say, oh, they're fixing the road, I need to go back to Ohio. You're going to find a detour, right? And you're going to get there some other way, right? So that's fantastic. And something that I know, when you were helping those orphan kids in Mexico, he was texting me, he was actually texting me those pictures, and I go like, look at what I'm doing, look at what I'm at. So right now, with technology, it's even better, because you can have your vision board in your phone.
That's right. That's amazing.
So every time somebody calls you, like, oh my God, this is what I want to accomplish.
You mentioned this technology we have.
Yes.
I didn't have it 20, 30 years ago.
Right.
Now, I don't pitch Pablo, but if I send him a picture of me at President Vicente Fox's house with his wife with orphans, you've got to say, what? How did that happen?
You know, why
orphans?
I'm saying, why is David talking to this guy, right?
How did that happen? Okay, so I like provoke them to curiosity or jealousy. They go, how could you pull that off?
By the way, when we first met, David sent me a picture. He actually sent, I mean, this is a long time ago, right? With Tom Cruise, right? So this guy was with Tom Cruise, right?
Yeah.
So it was like amazing some of the things.
Right, I want you to call me. So what do? Tom Cruise and Top Gun was actually filmed right at my real estate office this summer of 1985.
Wow.
So Tom Cruise is there for 2 months, and so I have pictures. So I don't send you a pitch. I send you a picture that you have to say, how did that happen?
And you know the question that I have? How many people, think about this for a second, how many people probably Tom Cruise send the picture with David Easterwood, right? to brag with their friends, right? So we're gonna go into in a break very, very soon. I hope you're enjoying some of the things. I hope you have some ideas. You're taking notes, okay? Make sure you go to manifestingyourdreams.net. And then you give us your email so we can send you some information and we can keep you updated. Because if every week you join us and you apply some of these principles, you get some of these ideas, what are the chances that maybe you will be manifesting your dreams?
And you probably want some more information. We have some things to share with you. We have healthymentor.com. That's www.healthymentor.com.
A lot of goodies. We have a lot of goodies.
We'll send it to you.
We'll talk about that in the next segment.
All right.
So we'll see you in a minute.
Thank you, man. You enjoying the show, baby?
Yes, I do. I guess you like this honey, huh?
That's some good honey, baby. That's not the honey I want. I want this honey. Oh, yeah, baby. See, bet you can't compete with this, huh? That smells so sweet, baby. Oh, can you feel that? Oh, that's so good, girl. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's the stuff. Oh, this is...
Okay.
Hi everyone. Hey, this is Joseph Scotto from the Maria and Joe Live TV. And hopefully you've been staying tuned for the last several weeks or the last several months. We try to get together every Thursday and tell you what's going on for today. We'll talk about social media, we'll talk about addictions, we'll talk about parties, a little bit of everything, and try to give you a little bit what's going on in the community or in our current affairs. So make sure you join us. It's a lot of fun to join Maria and Joe on Maria and Joe Live TV. Look forward to having you there. And make sure you leave us comments and suggestions of what we can do better to serve you. So have a great day. I look forward to hearing from you. Talk to you soon.
This is almost not fair. We're just having so much fun here in Las Vegas with David. We're having a blast. Okay, so I really feel blessed to be here with you today, right. David. We had a great week so far, and we have viewers literally maybe from all over the world. Where are you? Where are you watching this from? Right. Why don't you type the city? If you can post the city that you're watching this from, it would be kind of nice to see where else is watching, and maybe there's somebody watching from OHIO, or maybe somebody that says go nice go, right, from Las Vegas. Where are you watching from? But this is what we do, and you're here at Manifesting Your Dreams with Pablo Miguel, where every week we're covering a chapter of this great book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and every week we're focusing on a different chapter. We share some tips, strategies that you can actually apply in your own life so you can also manifest your dreams, or maybe you can inspire somebody else to manifest your dreams. And we're very lucky today because David actually is a good friend of mine, 20-something years, fascinating background, but he lives in Ohio, the other side of the country. He's visiting here in Las Vegas. We work in a project together, and he's been really been learning a lot. He's basically my mentor in business. So tell us a little bit about this new space. Something I never heard about, electroceuticals, whatever, and technology, and I was really fascinated. So tell us a little bit about that, so that our audience can relate on your business, and then later on the next segment, we'd like to hear how you went from zero to actually manifesting your dream.
Well, like most of you, we all have a life history. So I had a former career, 25 years with real estate. Then I reinvented myself in the health and nutrition area, and have a tremendous 20-year business in that keeps on ticking. So it's great. But I got a call from a good friend. You take calls from good friends. And he was actually in Liechtenstein.
Where is that?
Liechtenstein. It's in the mountains between Switzerland and Germany, and it's a beautiful place. But who's there? There's a company, a 20-year-old company out of Germany that has been operating and very successful with a medical device. And although it's been tremendous in Europe, it had not been come to the U.S.
So very new in the U.S.
So it's very new. But here's what happened. When I got the call from my friend, he flew there because he wanted to check out the company. Great products can be great products, and I'm interested. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's a great business.
Exactly.
So there are two different components here. But let's talk about product. Because when he told me what it was, and it basically, I call it the fountain of youth. We won't go into the details.
Fountain of youth, I like that already, right? Who doesn't like that?
So I like to say, a man in my condition, a baby boomer, I survived the 60s. That's the 1960s growing up. I'm trying to survive the 60s, like a lot of people out there.
Looks like you're doing pretty well.
Yeah, but remember, a year and a half ago, my left knee hurt all the time, 12 years. Every day, hurt, sometimes one step at a time, bone on bone. That's not good. It restricted me. My shoulder here, my throwing arm, it worked, but it was restricted. Now, I just show you, because I can't find anything wrong.
Wow.
I got the fountain of youth, the Beamer therapy on this. And my back, which was, I'd hang from tree branches. Anybody had those backs that just could be terrible on Tuesday and take till Friday to get better, and who knows?
We all know people like that, right? We all know people that go through
So
that.
I thought this product would be great for me. But then, of course, I have curiosity. They have a business model, and then they said the magic words, and they're bringing the business to the United States for the first time.
Wow.
And in a big way. And it's a very successful company, so they're opening up a 20,000-foot total facility, support facility in California, multi-million-dollar operation with the full staff there. But they needed help. That's what they needed. That was the ask of me. Not only would the product be good for me, refrigerators are good for me, but I don't sell them, right?
Right, exactly.
Right? But this device, nobody knew about it. So they asked me, David in OHIO in Ohio, right? Would you open up? Would you share this story with people in Ohio? And I saw the benefits. This is what it is. It's benefits for others. I knew it was great for me, but I started thinking, how many people, I was trying to think of who wouldn't benefit from this. There weren't any people, because everybody wants to feel good. And Pablo, why do we have not only preemie babies using this, to young children, to everyone growing up. But I have two 98-year-olds and a 99-year-old who have a Beamer, and they say, who would want a Beamer at 99? I said, are you kidding?
They probably want to drive one, right?
They want to, yeah, they want to, no, actually, they wish they could still drive.
Ah, boy, that's right.
So here's the story. I found out these wonderful 98-year-olds, they're just like all of us. They want to feel good, right?
Everybody wants to feel good,
They
right?
wanna-
Absolutely. Who
They want to
doesn't
stay
it?
independent as
Yes.
much as they can. They
Yes.
want to keep their mind, and they want to hit 100 in style.
That's right.
So we're all there. So we have a product that makes everyone feel better. And so, Pablo, that's what my vision was. If it was good for everybody, yet nobody knew about it, I had to develop a system to share the information so that they could, take it in.
Well, that makes a lot of sense, because we all know people that are complaining.
Yes.
Right? You can't go through
Right.
one day without running into somebody that is complaining that the shoulder hurts or the knee hurts or they have some illness and so forth. And this morning we had this breakfast and I'm talking to this really nice lady, and she's telling me I asked her, are you going anywhere for Memorial Day? So, well, next week I'm going to Kentucky. I said, what's going on over there?
Yeah.
100th birthday. So
Yeah.
somebody in her family is turning 100. So people from around the country, and then she's saying, the guy's in great health and so forth. So I want to get to 100. So
Right.
how do I get that Beamer? So everybody watching is probably saying, well, what are you talking about? What is it?
Okay.
What is it? It's just like, what is that?
What we'd like to do, and that's why we're sharing healthymentor.com.
Okay.
If you go to healthymentor.com, we'll send you the basic information. Here in the U.S., we're an FDA registered device,
Well, that's good, right?
okay? But we need to share the information properly under the FDA rules and guidelines. And we
that
have
makes
doctors and attorneys and everyone overseeing our operation here. So we want to send you the correct information in a short, concise video that also is brought to you from the doctors and the scientists.
That sounds fantastic. So healthymentor.com, get your email over there. You get some information from David. You get some videos. You can watch it. Because one of the things that I got interested in is there was a lot of science. There was a lot of science behind it, right? So to me, I have a little bit of a science background. So I'm saying, hey, I like to do different things. I like to try different things. But when I look at the science and say this really makes a lot of sense, right?
And we have a lot of information to share with you. So just go to healthymentor.com. We'll give you the information. But the main thing is, Pablo, here in Las Vegas, we're offering free demonstrations.
That's right. That's right. So,
does anyone know how to spell free?
That's right. That's right. So if you happen to live here in town and you
Right.
put your information on healthymentor.com, then you also get information how you can request to get 3 free sessions.
Right.
Any viewer of social media shows actually can get 3 free sessions for you or somebody that you love, right?
Right.
It's like my mother was visiting here. She lives in Buenos Aires, and then she has some issues, right? And it's like, hey, you just, 10 minutes, it's like 8 minutes twice a day, right?
Right.
So it was a way for us to bond together before breakfast, before going to bed. Just spend 8 minutes together. We were talking. She got her session. I got mine, and it was like we started the day in a good energy. How many people talk to their mothers every day, right? Some people actually they don't want to talk to the mothers at all, right? It's like, but if you're able to bond with somebody that you care about, that's fantastic. And we did it at night too. And one of the things that I like, and again, you'll get all that information, but one of the things that I like was that it didn't require any change in behavior, right? Because we are creatures of habits, right? And some of you know my story. I used to carry 50 pounds more than I do right now. I mean, just imagine, 50 pounds more everywhere that I went, right? And then I learned the principles of health and nutrition. I released that weight, and now I actually feel younger after that was gone. But then people will say, Pablo, how did you do it, right? How did you do it? That's what everybody asks. And I tell people, you're asking the wrong question. It's not how I did it. It's why I did it. Because the how is easy, right? The how is easy. It's the why I did it. And they look at me like I'm from another planet, And then I say, well, you want to release weight? You move more and you eat less. I mean, that's the formula, right, to lose weight. It's very simple, right? Whether you do one diet or another diet, you move more, you eat less, you're going to lose some weight. Everybody can do that. But you know why they don't do it? Because they don't have a why It's like when you talk to ladies, they say, "Oh, I need to lose 5 pounds, right? By next Monday,
Yeah.
right?" And then what's happening? Oh, I have a wedding, you know,
Right.
or I have this
Right.
coming, or I have a job interview, right? So there's always the why there that makes the
Right.
difference, right? So get this information. It really could change your life. But then what happened was when I told them what they had to do, they didn't want to change the habits.
Right.
You know, like one lady told me, I told her what to do, and she said, but that means I can't eat Snickers anymore.
Yes.
I mean, this is what this person told me. I want to lose weight, okay, but I don't want to do what you're telling me because I can't eat Snickers anymore. I said,
Right.
well, enjoy your Snickers,
Okay.
right? So we're gonna go to a break in a minute, and then we're gonna get back. And then we're going to talk a little bit more about definiteness of purpose.
Okay, and I want to share something. What we have is this system to share the Beamer therapy with.
And I like the word system, by the way,
Yeah, the
right?
system.
You know what system means? The way that I look at the systems. When you have a system, when somebody doesn't have a system,
Yes.
they're all over the place, right?
Right,
They
right.
go over here, they go over there, and nothing happens. System means save yourself, okay? Time, energy, and money.
Right.
Save yourself time, energy, and money. So what's the system all about?
The system, we're dealing with hundreds and hundreds of people now, and I've personally worked with thousands of Beamer sessions with people in Ohio.
That sounds like a lot.
Different people. Do you know what? We have a system. I like to say we will show you different ways that fits your personality, your time constraints, your family life, how your other thing. I like to say the Beamer fits right alongside your main business and your main lifestyle, because I sat on the Beamer this morning while the coffee was percolating. Right?
There you go. There you go. And
8 minutes, it's done. But I want to mention this too. You know, my bad knee that hurt every day for 12 years, it never hurts anymore.
So it doesn't hurt anymore. It's
Never,
like gone.
it doesn't hurt.
Wow.
This shoulder I showed you, I can't find anything.
No surgery.
No, but
Wow.
it's no surgery, no pills. But doing this over time, little by little, the Beamer delivers. And I've seen it with thousands of people.
Wow.
That it really is functional. But the main thing is we have a business system, because the story, we haven't even done the tip of the iceberg yet. And so what happened in Columbus is now being transported to Las Vegas. Why did I come here to Las Vegas? Because Pablo is a leader. And so he can organize, he knows how to implement systems. So we're going to engage Las Vegas the same as we did in Columbus, Ohio,
Exactly.
and many other cities.
And it could be any other city, right? Because
Yes,
the nice
any
thing
other
about having a
city.
system is that you can apply it anywhere,
Anywhere.
right? Because see, personalities are not duplicatable,
Right.
right?
Right.
You know, even skills are not
Right.
duplicatable, right? But when you have a system that you put together, I'm very impressed. All I've been doing is introducing David to some of the sharpest people I know. And then when he starts telling the story, they go like, wow, this makes a lot of sense. I
Right.
know somebody right now that would like to get those sessions and learn a little bit more about that. So
Yes.
healthymentor.com,
Yes.
give us your email. David is going to send you some videos, some science, whatever you need.
Yes.
Get some information. If you live locally here, request your 3 free sessions,
Right.
and then you take it from there. So we're going to take a little break, David.
Okay, great.
We're having a blast here. I hope you're having a blast too. And
Right.
again, we're following Think and Grow Rich from Napoleon Hill. And the next segment you really don't want to miss, because we're going to get into the nitty-gritty, the key principles that you can actually apply so you too can be
Right.
manifesting your dreams. So we'll see you in a little bit.
Hello, fabulous girls and boys. I'd like to invite you guys to watch my show on 7 o'clock till 8 on Mondays. It's called The Fab Life with JC. And my show is about my expressive love for the fashion industry, anything under the fashion planet, designers, models, fashion shows, events. And it's also my love for my sci-fi, fantasy, horror flicks, and pop culture and music. So be there. Chowder.
John is an employee at one of the most famous firms in the city of New York. So his job is very hectic, and he realized that it is necessary for him to go and finally take a vacation. But he went on a vacation without planning out the details, and wasn't able to truly enjoy where he went because he had to think about so many things that he didn't plan for. Instead of enjoying his time away from work, he came back with more stress that he was not able to take full advantage of his vacation. But this year, a coworker suggested him to try World Ventures this time to make his vacationing more enjoyable and less stressful. They do not require you to plan anything outside of your transportation, which is also available at discounted rates. Your stay, your transport, and many meals are planned by the club. John liked the idea very much. He tries World Ventures, and his experience with the club was amazing, as he made many friends there with whom he had a great time. John recommends that everyone should try this club, as they are the best in business. See how the VIP-vacation-club.com can give you the right experience without all the hassle. Enjoy the VIP experience that only World Ventures provides.
Welcome back. You're here with Manifesting Your Dreams with Pablo Miguel. We're here live from Las Vegas. I'm having the visit of a very good friend of mine at David Easterbrook from OHIO from Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. So if you are watching from Ohio, we want you to type it, put a little message. Or if you're watching from anywhere else, we like to know. So get a little message. If you know somebody from Columbus, tag them along, because they might want to see what is this guy from Columbus doing all the way being interviewed, in social media shows here in Las Vegas. But this week we're covering definiteness of purpose. This is one of the 17 key principles that Napoleon Hill incorporated when he interviewed the most successful people in North America, why they were successful, and that was one of the things he noticed that Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, Andrew Carnegie, they had in common definiteness of purpose. So if you have a dream, and everybody has at least one dream, right? Sure. If you have a dream that is important to you, that you want to manifest, you want to bring to fruition, and maybe you haven't been able to, one of the things that you want to do is have a very clear vision. If you haven't watched the earlier session of the show, you want to do that. Have a very clear vision, like David says. You have to. What did you say? Feel it. Taste it.
Oh, feel it, taste it, smell it, and see it
before it happens, right? So you have that, and then David called me a year and a half ago with an idea, and I went like, I don't, how is that going to work? I don't know if that's going to work. And a year later, he manifested his dream. So we want to learn from his experience. So maybe some of his tips and principles you can actually apply. So tell us how you did it, how you went from zero to actually doing, huge business.
The first thing I did is I saw what the Beamer could do for me. So I wanted the Beamer. I was going to have a Beamer.
You had a personal experience, right?
Yeah, well, I bought it and I wanted to have one for me because it was good for me, and I wanted to share with my close family and friends.
And it worked for you, obviously, health-wise. You look better than a year ago, by the way.
Of course. I'm getting younger.
You're growing younger. You want to grow younger, right? You don't want to grow older. Who wants to grow older? Let everybody else do that. You want to grow younger like we're doing, right?
Yeah, so then as a business, though, it really fit into some things that were important to me. I have this thing, whether it was my real estate career, I sold houses, but really I helped people accomplish what they wanted for their families.
Get their goals, right? If you help people get what they want, you can get what you want. Right?
And it was a very successful career. And then in the health and nutrition world, Pablo, you and I would meet with people. First, we would show them how they could improve their own health. But secondly, if they wanted to engage in a part-time or a more time or a big-time business, we showed them business principles that would make it work. And I remember doing some meetings with you all over the country, and we would have a list. Here are the product and the company is good, and here's 15 different ways that people can operate in this business. But you don't do all 15 ways. We would tell people, pick 2 or 3 that fit your personality, your time, how it fits with you. For instance, doing home parties wasn't something that I did. I'm a person-to-person relationship person, not selling people, but sharing concept, having conversation with them. So
that's very, very valuable. You have to find a way that you actually, it's your personality shining through, right? Because one of the things that I have noticed, people that are very successful, they find something they're very passionate about, right? It's like passion has to be a part of what you're doing. You really have to believe what you're doing, because when you're passionate, people gravitate towards you, right? It's like so many times you talk to people and they start sharing something and you go like, they're boring me to death. It's like, I need to take it. I talk to them for 5 minutes, I feel like I have to take a nap, right? Because you can tell they're not passionate about what they're doing. They just want to make money. They're just thinking about making a commission or making money. But when you're passionate, people come and say, like, you remember when Harry met Sally, I want to have what she's having, right? It's like, I want to have what he's having, right? People gravitate towards you. That's fantastic.
And I would say relationship with people, you don't sell and tell them everything. You ask the proper questions.
That's right.
In fact, I always say, what do you like the best about the video you saw on the Beamer? And we're going to send it to you. I'm going to ask you, what do you like the best? What outcomes would you like for yourself from what you saw on the video? And then I always like to say, which is true, I had a lot of questions. I say, Pablo, what questions do you have?
I had a lot of questions. I drive people crazy with questions, right?
But the questions identify the areas of interest so that I'm solving their interest, not my own. In fact, what's the golden rule? Do unto others as you want to have done unto you. I switch that around a little bit.
Oh, wow, okay.
It's I do unto others as they want to be done unto.
Wow, that's so
Just
powerful.
think about
I hope you're
that.
writing that down.
Do unto others as they want to be done unto. And you can only know that by asking questions. So
communicating, asking questions.
Absolutely.
If you're paying attention, he's focusing on providing value to other
them.
people.
Yes.
He's focusing on helping other people achieve their outcomes, right?
Yes.
And then if you do that, eventually you're going to get yours, right? So you're providing value.
Right.
You have to build a successful business, right?
So you want the magic bullets. Everybody wants, what's the magic?
What is the secret, right?
First of all, it's have a vision and you do it. If I meet with someone, how they respond doesn't dictate my attitude or my vision. You know, they can't take it away from me. First of all, I got a new knee, new shoulder, and new back with no surgery and no pills with my Beamer therapy.
So nobody can tell you that it doesn't work, right?
It was a great outcome. So I know it's good for lots of people. So I share it with them. But here's one thing. This is the magic. I want to find out what's important to them. I want to know their questions. But then here's the number 3 question, and this is when I tell people to write it down. Who comes to mind that would want to know about this? I don't ask, who do you know that wants to buy one of these? That's too, boom, direct. That's
I don't know anybody. And by the way, I don't know anybody that wants to buy, right?
No.
Who wants to know about it? Wow.
And
it's a
really,
tiny little distinction that makes a huge difference.
And who in your family would want to be helped with this? And I also ask, if you're fortunate enough to have your mother or father still alive, I'll start there. That's emotional. Would you like to help your mother or father because they're aging?
You know, that's so valuable because so many times we'll do more for other people than we do for ourselves, right?
So what this does is, who comes to mind that would want to know about this brings up what? Names of people. And so when we're giving away, remember that word free? You know how to spell free. Free sessions.
I can spell it in multiple languages, by the way.
When they come back for their second free session, I say, who's coming with you? Because we want to give more free sessions. Here's
provide more value. Right?
The more I gave away the Beamer, the more I gave it away, the more people wanted to have it, and the more people brought new people to me.
Wow.
And just the sheer numbers, their outcome, some of them were quick adapters. Some were slow adapters. Some never adapted. You know, it didn't matter. Some never adapters referred people who were quick adapters. We don't know. But in that mix, Pablo, in Columbus, starting from zero, with skeptical people, and they knew nothing of what it was, it grew into not dozens, but hundreds and hundreds of people who now have...
And by the way, I saw that when I went to Columbus, Ohio. I got to experience that and meet some of them. Yeah.
And here's the other part. We're in the business really of attracting others. What I found out with Beamer is we attract the most incredible people. I have a top cardiologist that is working with us. Why? Because it delivered results for him. How do we get a Harvard MD working with us? Because it works and it helps his practice. How do we get my dentist in there? How do we get people with gyms, sports therapists, working with pro sports celebrities? I could name names that you all know. They like the Beamer, I'll tell you that. They're using the Beamer. And it all came from sharing it in all directions. Remember, I like to say I fell off an asteroid in Columbus. We were in a room.
Because you didn't grow up there. You didn't
no.
grow up there, right?
I've been there a few years, and we had a corporate training meeting there, sold out, every seat filled, 96 people. Pablo was there. And Pablo said, how many of these people did you know a year ago?
That's right. I asked him the question.
I had to look around.
I didn't know, because I was thinking, like, again, I'm sitting, the guy next to me, so I asked him, what do you do? I said, I'm a doctor. I said, well, what's your specialty? He said, functional nutrition. I said, where did you get your training? Harvard. And then I'm like, and then I asked the other guy, how about you? What do you do? Oh, I'm a doctor. I'm also an MD. So I met a lady that actually used to coach the Olympic swimming team, right? Yeah. And then I'm asking David, where do you know these people? I didn't know you knew all these people. How many of these people do you know? And how many people did you know?
I knew 2.
Just 2 people, right, out of the whole room. So how did that happen? But you know what? Unfortunately we're running out of time. But we will have you again on another section.
Can I tell something? Because it's always, people would say to me, how do you close? Again, we're back to this thing: conversation, sharing, creating value. I said I close from the first sentence. What is the close, though? What is a close with the Beamer? The close is the next step for that person. I don't care what it is. If they are taking the next step and it's just the first week, second week, or the second month, third month, they're inviting people. So if you have that attitude, bring value to people, ask them for referrals, who do you want to help, and always have them keep engaging.
That's fantastic. And unfortunately we're running out of time, but you met a lot of people in different businesses that are not successful, whether it's real estate, it could be in your own company, right? And then you find somebody in the same business that is super successful, and that's because you have a system, you're providing value, and go to healthymentor.com, put your email, and then he's going to follow up with you with some tips that you can apply. So thank you for watching our program today. Tag somebody that you think that might get some value, because I know I'm excited to watch your program myself, right? Sometimes you watch your program, sometimes that was fantastic. And remember, we want you to start manifesting your dreams. So go to manifestingyourdreams.net. Join us the next week for the next chapter, because we want you to start dreaming again. We want you to start taking action again, having a clear idea, what do you want to achieve, and have definiteness of purpose where nothing can stop you. No challenge, no negativity, rejection, nothing can stop you. And you again will be manifesting your dreams. So OHIO! We'll see you next week.